welcome back to my channel. I am Lita and you're watching Art with Lita. Today I want to do this bad boy here and I'll show you how I made him. You'll see me go through my step-by-step process, and I started out with a watercolor base with this one, but then pretty soon I switched over to pastels because I just felt it needed just a very opaque background. You know, I love my colorful backgrounds, but he needed a bit more. So I got out those pastel sticks and I had some fun with that. All right, let's switch over to my desk and let's take a look at how this came together. Right, so for this drawing, the first thing I did was get out my watercolor pencils because I wanted the line drawing to kind of dissolve away as I worked on it. And then I sprayed down my paper. I didn't thoroughly wet it. I just got some rough water droplets on there. And now I'm picking up paint and I'm dropping it down into those water droplets and kind of spreading it around just a little bit. And now I'm spraying it to just help it spread out so that I can just get a nice, interesting looking background. There you can see I picked up this excess water. You do that by having a damp brush that you've dried off just a bit, and it'll suck up any excess water that you might have on your page. Now I'm going in with a slightly different color there. Now it's not a huge color variation, but it is enough. It is enough for the moment. You can see that my paper there has buckled quite a bit from the water. I wish I had thought beforehand to wet the back side of it, because if you do that, it'll lay far straighter. I am choosing my colors intuitively. I'm just going with whatever feels good in the moment. I haven't planned out a color scheme or anything like that. Just various blues and a little bit of green, and just going with what feels good. You can see I made a little bit of a mess there. My type of art tends to be a little bit messy. One thing I like about these Stillman and Birn sketchbooks is that you can throw a lot of water at these pages and they will hold up. They won't start disintegrating on you or anything like that. Even though it's not 100% cotton paper, it's still pretty good quality, and I've always been very happy with them. You see what a beautiful background that made? And it's so simple. I mean, you just spray the water down and you drop your color in. And if you're dealing with a halfway decent paper, the paint will spread out and make those patterns that you can see there. There, I got it all nice and dry, and I'm going to go in and I'm just going to start to paint the horse. One thing I realized that I really like is to do the manes and tails, but to be very wavy and have that hair just kind of blowing and waving everywhere. So I'm trying to do that here. That is my Kuretake watercolor set. I actually got it for Christmas a couple years ago. They are very nice little watercolors, but they can also double as a gouache. So you can use them nice and thick and have a gouache-like paint if that's what you want. Getting that wavy hair in. There, now it looks like a little horse face, now that he has his eye in there. Now I will be releasing this video in its long format on Friday. That is the full video, every paint stroke by paint stroke, the whole thing just set to some type of usually just a very gentle forest sound or just a very gentle music, and I won't be talking, there won't be any voiceover or anything. And that will come up on my YouTube channel, so if you like that sort of thing, make sure you check back and you'll have it. My painter's marker finally gave out on me, so I've replaced it with a white Sharpie, which so far I've been happy with. I've never really used a white Sharpie before, but it seems to work well. Getting in just a little bit of line art. Like I said before, this is very much an intuitive painting, so I'm trying to work very quickly. Basically, I'm trying to work faster than my brain can think. So my brain will start planning colors and shapes and all this stuff, but I'm trying to stay ahead of that and just get things down as it comes to me intuitively rather than planning something out. That way, I'm hoping I'm going to have a far more loose, flowy painting rather than something that's very tight and tightly defined. I just darkened that eye up a bit because he needed it. This piece, by the end, will truly be a multimedia piece. I throw all kinds of stuff at this. And I decided that he needed a pop of color. So I'm just going to go in and add that bright red. And I don't know, it just seems to really add something nice and exciting. Now, looking at the painting the way it is now, I realize I probably could have left it alone right here and it would have been a very nice painting. But I did decide to go in with a few different things and just add some more texture and add some more marks and do some mark making. And I did fill in the background with oil pastels just to make a more opaque background. Those are my Arrtx acrylic markers. They're the type that have a little button on the other end of it that you push instead of the more traditional pumping of the nib. They're nice little markers. I don't use them that often. I guess I just don't have that much experience with acrylic markers. I always tend to go more for watercolors and basically anything that'll dissolve away in water is what I usually go for. But they are nice to get out now and again. They're especially nice for just making little marks and stuff the way I've done. And out come the oil pastels, making everything just a little bit brighter, a little bit more opaque. As I put the oil pastel down, I am putting it down rather thickly. This is a smooth paper, so that it actually helps. with what I'm trying to accomplish here. And then I will just go through and smudge it up with my fingers. No other tools necessary. I'm trying to vary the color just a little bit. You can see how I'm just using my finger there to smudge it all together, and it becomes just this nice opaque background. The white of the paper isn't showing through it. You can just rub it together. Now I had decided that the background was a bit too solid, I guess I could call it that. It was a bit too solid. So I went in and just increased the same types of marks. And I just made the same types of marks that are in the horse, and I made them on the background there. And now I'm adding just a lighter color, again, just to break up that background a bit. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? As far as art goes, I would say this is definitely on the more abstract side of things, but I think it turned out rather nice. I do love the way that background turned out, and the horse is also very cute. At this point, I've decided that the horse does need just a little bit more contrast, so I go in and I'm adding just a darker green here and there in the shadow areas so that I can darken it up and just hopefully make the whole piece just pop a little bit more. And you can see I'm going right over the top of that oil pastel. The oil pastel will act as a resist, and it'll still show through the watercolor even though I've gone over the top of it. If you guys have enjoyed this video, please do give me a like and subscribe. It's great for my channel, and it helps YouTube know that people actually will watch this type of content. You will find a list of everything that I've used in the description below, so make sure you check that out. That's all I got for you today. Lita out.